Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Fran Dvorkin, and I am a member of the Chicago YIVO Board of Directors. The Chicago YIVO Society is a local affiliate of the YIVO Institute for Jewish Research. The mission of Chicago YIVO is to entertain and educate the local community through subsidized lectures, music programs, and film screenings that reflect the rich heritage and diversity of Jewish culture and to ensure the future of Yiddish through language education. Please go to our website, chicagoyivo.org, for more information and to become a member or a donor. Your financial support helps us to bring you programming such as we are today. Now, today things are a little bit different than they've been in the past 2 years when we've been doing our programming via Zoom completely. Our program today is a bit of a hybrid. Some people are at the program in person, while most of us are viewing via Zoom. This is the first time we are doing this, so we are all a part of this new, at least for us, experiment. Whichever way you are viewing, please enjoy our program, which is the duo Controverso. Kurt and Annette Bjorling have a unique approach to Yiddish music. Kurt is the director of the Chicago Klezmer Ensemble and a member of Brave Old World. He has toured and recorded with the Klezmetics and violinist Itzhak Perlman. Annette is a member of the international ensemble Myridián and is the co-director of the Klezmer Orchestra. She has performed and taught at international harp conferences and music festivals in Europe and North America. Please help me in welcoming the duo Controverso.
Thank you, Fran. Thank you very much. Now we need to introduce our third member of our Jacob Heinemann. And one note to our dear many Zoom listeners, we will not be able to interact with you via chat or seeing you during the program, but we will be staying on afterward and do the usual chat question and answering. So if you want to hang around afterwards, you're welcome to do so. And thanks and welcome to our live audience the first time. We were so tired of only playing to a little screen. So now we're playing to actual people. Thank you so much for coming and putting up with all this technical stuff.
Okay, so far so good. I don't know whether anyone mentioned that we are in the rehearsal studio, sort of transforming it into the performance studio of the PM Woodwind Shop on Custer Avenue in Evanston. And we're delighted at their helpfulness in setting it up that we try this somewhat experimental presentation. We're delighted to have some live people in front of us. As convenient as it was room, we did get rather tired of that, especially concluding a nice piece like that and then hearing a profound silence from all 200 people who were signed in. We knew going into it from quickly skimming through the pages on the little online thing that there were actually hundreds of people logged in, and yet somehow their presence was not felt. Many of you may be out there again, and we're grateful to be able to connect with you and to have you there. We hope that you notice that the energy of what we play is a bit better than it was when we were doing it with all of you so quiet. Go. Jacob here is probably new to most of you, far away and locally. We just met him a few years ago, a few months before a pandemic happened. And how long had you been in Chicago when you first contacted me?
Oh, 2 years, 2, 3 years.
Oh, he had been in the Chicago area for a couple of years already. And for reasons that I never got to the bottom of, he contacted me to inquire about klezmer music. He said he wanted to learn about klezmer music and had somehow figured out that I was the guy to go to.
Somehow?
Well, very few people do this.
Yeah.
I'm one of these people who's far better known far away from here than locally. Nobody comes here asking me for klezmer music lessons. People write to me from Netherlands, from Germany, from Poland, asking for help and instruction and comments. Nobody here asks for anything like that, except Jacob here. We somehow decided that I was the person to go to, and I thought we'd set up something, but we got to playing and I quickly discovered that he learns very quickly. So in lieu of having a second lesson, I hired him to play with me and Annette at for a birthday party of a longtime friend. And
That's right.
and then a pandemic happened, and we didn't see much of each other, but now we're getting going. And he has a lot to learn about klezmer music, but he has a lot to say with it already as well, and it's been enjoyable and interesting and inspiring. So here we go with another little set of pieces. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is very nice. I need air and a little bit of rest for my lips. Of course, talking isn't the best way to save my air, but it's a little bit better than playing the clarinet.
Want to put a chair there?
Oh, you're just
Preparing this, looking over the material that we had selected, I was reminded of something. And I wish I had time. We're performing for a Yiddish culture organization. I would love to read the entire thing for you in Yiddish and then read for you my translation, but that would take up half of the whole program, and we'll save that for another time. I'm just going to excerpt a little bit of this story. Written by Israel Rabinovich and published in Montreal in 1940. It's called Our Home, Unser heimischer Klezmer in Jazzland, meaning our hometown klezmer in the land of jazz. Skipping over a lot, including some rather expressive and poetic detail, I can summarize it this way. The old world klezmer, who had already arrived in America, his instrument under his arm, before the current torrent of jazz, discovered quickly that things here are not the same. He was accustomed to having an entire town's people drop everything to come hear his dobrigens, his volachos, and all the various spiritually elevated melodies which, at an old world wedding, they used to play for listening, for reflection, and for contemplation. Here in America, he found that neither bride or groom nor family wants to listen to klezmeric philosophy. If the groom earns a good living, theirs will be a good life. If not, all the blessings of a klezmer will not help them a bit. Some evenings, when our old klezmer wants to refresh his heart with memories of the past, he closes himself in a room and plays for an entire old world wedding, from the first Dobrigen through to the farewell march. Who says that the shtetl is gone and that those weddings will never come back? Here in him they live on. A wintry day, a snow-covered town, 6 snow-covered musicians are going to play at a rich man's wedding. Across from them, the family members are already crying out, "The Klezmorim are coming." The door opens and they're enveloped in a sweet warmth, which brings with it the scent of fine pastries, peppered fish, golden gravy, and more and more. The Klezmorim, unhurried, say mazltov, seek and soon find the path to the kitchen, where wine glasses are emptied, refilled, and emptied again. This is not, God forbid, because they are drunkards, but only for the health of the bride, the groom, and their families. And then there are the pieces of cake, which somehow slip one by one into their packs, for wives and children should also take part in this pleasure. And then the Klezmorim, having been appropriately honored, instruments with renewed spirit. Klezmeric pizzicatos on the strings of fiddles and contrabasses become a thing unto themselves. It's as if the fiddles would say, before we became fiddles, we were liras, harps. And who played upon us but King David himself? Tuned up, they start by casually playing a little improvisation. The women, who can't wait any longer to join the action, are already wiping their tears from their eyes with their aprons. It's a delight to play for such an audience. They practically serve up their hearts on a platter. There, people became rather connoisseurs of melody. There, one understood that melody is no trivial affair. It says something that words cannot express, cannot even begin to say. The Klezmorim, having exerted themselves, and the fiddles and the instruments having truly spoken, blossom into lofty flights of imagination. Such flights as the klezmer could never approach in any ordinary moment. I was reminded of this because this has all been planned, as some of you know, somewhat on the fly. It's a bit of an experiment. We'll see afterward how we all feel about it. But in the process, Annette and I told a few people about it. They said, "Oh, that sounds good. I think I'll try to come." And then we heard from them all later, and they said, yeah, I looked it up on the internet, and I couldn't find anything about your performance. We said, yeah, because it's not there, because we told you. And then I realized, there's no app for that. And at the same time, I realized, there's no app for this. Not yet, anyway. So it's going to become the title or the subtitle of our programs henceforth. There's no app for this. And as for all of that music for listening, I hope you've realized we've been from time to time here, but we're playing a little bit more for the soul and hoping that we connect and we proceed from there. And, there was no wine involved, but I will betake myself to my instrument again, as according to the story. Yeah, and it's humid in here. Is there one?
I don't know if I can rap, no.
Yes, but there's no time for that. No time for that either. The man who wrote that story, from which I believe that was just a short quotation, but you get the gist of it. I don't recall when he died, I was told, but the man who is the son of the man whose publishing company published that story knew Israel Rabinovich in his own youth as an old man who died without any surviving children, a rather forlorn and sad and sorry figure, unfortunately. It's evident he knew more than just a little bit about klezmer music and klezmer lore. Whether he was in fact a klezmer, we don't know. Maybe somebody knows. But obviously he had this deep love of this music and saw it dying out here in the New World. And while thinking about this, I started to wonder, did he live long enough to see this rebirth of interest? And I have no idea, and I realized I need to inquire and find out about that. I have no idea whether he lived to see this music that died out during his own, enjoy this resurgence of interest, and so it's something I will explore. Not that you need to know any of that, but it's what's playing in my mind since it's part of this whole process at the moment, and I've been thinking about him. But my greetings go out to Jack Wolofsky of Eagle Publishing in Montreal, who a few years ago gave me the permission to publish my own translation of that story. And it's remained a source of some delight and interest. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's all G Fradish from here on out. It may not mean much to you, but it means a lot to us.
thank you again so much. Thanks as always to the Yivo for having us. And thanks to Pierre Woodmans for renting us this lovely space here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for coming in person. Great. It's 3 o'clock now, but we have one more piece. This is our last set. That's an old favorite of ours, which anybody who have heard us before will recognize. And yeah, as I said, then afterwards we happily stay for questions, both in person here. But it's Zoom, we just need to pick up several things. Yeah. Welcome to our last piece. Happy birthday, Dina, and Kiva Share.
Kiva Share. The title has renewed significance these days. Although I don't imagine so many people dancing to Share in Kiev these days either.
Yeah.
Hope it's been a good experiment. We'll find out in the aftermath and fallout. But thank all of you for coming. It's nice. I guarantee, whether you're here in person or online, I guarantee we played better than we did at home. Thank you all.
Find you on a new iPad.
Okay.
Oh, meanwhile, I'm just switch on the button briefly. Yes, and here, but
No one is required to stay, but. Let's
so
see.
until we're hooked up with Kurt there, I switch on.
If I just say join, does it still know where I was, or
No, you have to
go the link? Which was here.
So if somebody has a question, either in here or outside. Nobody has a question, that's fine too.
Okay. You can unmute yourself now if you want to ask any questions.
I have a question.
Okay.
Oops.
Where do I go? Okay, I heard. I will let Annette direct as she knows how to handle these devices.
So we wanted to sign. No, we just listen to the plane.
You guys could just use, you don't have to sign it on another account.
Okay,
You could
good.
couldn't you just use that iPad and just answer
We
questions?
can ask, yeah, we can answer questions.
We're not muted now, so we can just talk. We don't have to type. We can just talk to each other.
Hello. Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Debbie, my name is Debbie. Is it common to play the music in, it sounded to me like groups of 3 different melodies or 3 different songs. Is that typically how klezmer is performed?
When you say 3 different songs or tunes, you're I do not know.
So is that just what you guys, oh,
Well, is it not what you're accustomed to hearing in other contexts?
yes, it is.
Well,
I
there
mean,
you
no,
go.
not in other klezmer concerts I've heard, yes. But
Okay. I don't think it's a yes or a no. It's just one very effective way to present music. It just doesn't work to put any three random tunes strung together just because you happen to like sense about where each tune goes and what it has to say, and make that they make sense in relation to each other. But other than that, I guess the answer is yes. It's typical, but I can't say how far from necessary.
The tunes are they're not suites. Like you kind of put together 3 different tunes from different sources. Like a few of them might be from Bell's Orchestra, and then one might be from like a different book or something. And
Yeah.
then sometimes you group them together thematically. Like the second to last thing we played was 2 guitarist tunes,
Yes,
right?
well,
But like so it can be.
these last 2 tunes happen to exist on opposite sides from each other on the same old phonograph record.
Oh, there you go.
That's not why we put them together, because one of them isn't in the same tonality in which we played it. We just happen to like them both, and they fit together stylistically because they come from the same composer in the same time period. But we play them with a great deal of extension beyond what the original very short sound recording allowed.
well, what you did was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess to get back to that same question, though, I'm Harvey and I live in Seattle. Historically, do we know anything about medleys? I mean, these days when, for instance, you play for a contra dance, medleys are done, or if people play in Nova Scotia, they'll play a tune twice and they'll move on to another G minor tune and another one. And that's the history of that kind of dance and that kind of place. But in English country dance, for instance, melodies are a single melody is played for a single dance, but that's often because there's choreography for a particular tune with a particular dance that have been married up together. So what do we know historically, it may be different in different communities in Eastern Europe, about how dances were presented at a wedding, at a chasana, for instance, which might be the place typically where what music would have been played by klezmorim.
Both of the formulas that you described existed and were possible. If there's a large group dance going on, then it's natural that you can string together several tunes and a single dance might last for 10, 15, 30 minutes or more. But completely contrary to that, there are enough accounts, stories from the past, particularly in Europe, indicating that at a wedding celebration, which could be an extremely long affair involving days of different activities and meals and rituals, dancing was part of almost all of these rituals. But it was not uncommon that a particular group of people would pay the band for their dance, and the band would play a tune for that group of people to do their dance. And there are even accounts of fights breaking out and people getting injured, fighting over whose turn it was to dance, or who had paid enough for this or that or the other. So the idea that it's always a collective large group thing is not necessarily part of the old history of this music. It also varied, I think, depending on whether the family involved was wealthy or not. It seems that the traditions and the practices varied depending on this sort of thing. At a poor person's wedding where the band had to get their money from the payment of the people who were present, they would play short dances for individual groups and they would prohibit other people from dancing on someone else's tune. But if they were being well paid by a wealthy client, then anything could happen. And not only did they get paid for dances, but they would get paid at the table when they played the more contemplative tunes and that sort of thing. So.
There are a few questions here. I only see the chat from when I switched this machine on. I will later look here, but a few ones. My accent, I'm German, in case that wasn't obvious. Yeah, I'm from the Heidelberg region in Germany. And somebody asked how common is the Harpist klezmer music. It's not very common. There have been cases, but we don't have an exact proof. We just know that there were Harpist klezmer music. Unfortunately, had I had any proof, I would of course have broadcast that already. Since the revival, I would say that I'm the first one who really seriously got into this music research, that learned from Klezmer masters and then taught it to others. So I know there are several of my students out and several others who like playing some of this music, but I don't think there's anybody else so involved in the music than I am.
We should ask our host, Tom, is there a time limit on
Oh,
this?
right, is there a time limit?
Maybe he can speak up and tell us.
There's no time. It's up to you. Whatever you-
No time limit, thank you.
Thank you.
Also, can somebody please, who was there from the beginning, grab the chat, the whole chat, and email it to me, because then I can later just maybe personally answer people's questions, because we might not get through all of them now. So somebody who knows me, who was there from the beginning, just email it to me. Thank you. Great, somebody said yes. None, thanks. Any other questions then? That's all I could read so far.
When is your next concert?
Jerry asked when is our next concert. Do we have the next one? It's on my calendar somewhere.
Some of the venues where Yivo has been presenting these events are beginning to open up for live events. So Chicago Klezmer Ensemble is booked to play at the Northbrook Library in September. It's a ways away yet. We have a couple of private engagements coming up in the next couple of months or so. No, nothing,
Right, all the others
nothing
are
easily
private.
accessible like this. coming
Oh,
up
we
soon.
have on June 26th, we play at Clarinet in Skokie. So for those who are, that's only live probably, unless we can rig up the Zoom privately, we'll figure out. But for now, it's live. So for anybody in our area, you get the invite anyway. But yeah, it's June 26th at 1 p.m. And then we play on July 30th at the Self-Help. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's a public event.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not. Sorry. You didn't hear it from us. You have no idea how to get there. Okay, that's it for now. But those of you who are already on our mailing list, you'll find out any upcoming concerts. Everybody who's here in person is on our mailing list, obviously. Anybody here on Zoom who is not yet on our mailing list,
Get on our mailing list.
get on our mailing list. Just contact me privately via our email address, which is musiker@musiker.org. Spelled the Yiddish way with a Z, MUZIKER at the same word, .org.
Well,
I can
thank
also-
you very much. We enjoyed the concert as always and look forward to our next assembly.
Oh yes, Fran, did you announce upcoming events?
Actually, you mean for YIVO? If you'd like me to, let me see what I've got. We have a lecture on May 15th from Sheila Jelen. So please go to our website and register for that. And that's it for now. We are in the process of trying to convert back to in-person. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, we look forward to seeing you again somewhere.
Yes,
Some-
thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.